Okay guys, welcome to our first video with Dirty Deeds Coastal Services LLC. This is going to be our fall-winter 2019 setup. Also our first setup starting out. We are just now starting out. So this is what we managed to pull together to start our business with. So let's start with the truck. First of all, it's a 1993 GMC Top Kick C6000 Low Pro. This used to be a box truck. I bought it from my old company that I used to work for. I used to work for a lumber company, and this was a truck that they had sitting in the backyard for a while, and they neglected it. So I bought it from them for a whopping $500. So I've dropped a new battery in it, put some gas in it, drove it home, and put it in the storage unit where it sat for about a year and a half. When I finally got the money together to start the business, I took it to a shop, and we ended up building the top end, fixing the head gasket, fixing exhaust leak, and a bunch of other stuff. Now it runs pretty good. See, right now we're just working on the magnet signs on the door. I'm gonna get some big decal signs to put probably on the side of the truck on our drop gates. But we'll get back there in a second. So first, let's go inside the truck. I'm trying to shuffle both the mic and the camera and get it like this. Oh, so first of all, this truck's an auto. The engine that's in it has 220,320 miles. It's an automatic truck. It has the gas big block in it, the 366, which isn't a great engine, but I am planning on changing it. It does have hydraulic parking brakes. Not the best system in the world, but I mean, it works. I had this truck laying around and it was cheap, so you know, this is what I worked with. See, it runs pretty good. I went ahead and upgraded and updated all the lights to LEDs. The marker lights. It starts and runs good. It's got problems still, but you know, we're gonna have to work with it. But I am planning on swapping a Cummins 12 valve into it eventually. So inside the truck also, I have an 1100 watt inverter and a Milwaukee battery charger, because we use a lot of Milwaukee battery equipment. Then I have these 3M radio headphones. These work pretty good. Oh, and of course some nice classy safety glasses, and of course our hat, Still hat that I got from the dealer. So when I built this truck, I got the bed pulled off it, the box. I custom built this 20-foot steel bed by hand, by myself, in my apartment parking lot. It's got the the mud flaps and mud guard from a Stuart Stevens LMTV military truck. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to use this truck, because one, it was cheap, I had it already, and then two, it has a ground vehicle weight of 23,000 pounds. So if I want to put a couple pallets of mulch or landscape timbers or anything like that on it, I can without any problems. One of the things I did was I built these 9-foot drop down gates with these latches, which still need work. And you know, I'm by no means a professional welder, but they fold down, and then the side of the truck can be loaded with a forklift. And then I have these gates on both sides. And then the pins just go back in the holes. Oh. like so. All right. And the next thing I did to get my equipment on and off, I built custom bifolding ramps, twins. So each section is 4 foot by 4 foot, and it folds out to an 8-foot ramp. And I still need to paint them. I'm trying to find a bed liner that would be grippy so the mower doesn't slip when the stuff is wet. And then to help with some of the weight, I custom built a pulley and cable system running springs underneath the truck to help hold some of that weight. So that was how I did that. And then let me show you the tail lights. I custom did the tail lights also, converted them all to LEDs. So that was nice. I still got a bunch more lighting planned for the truck, but that's gonna be a little later on. That was just the base setup I did. Let's get on to the truck. So I have drove the mower up and down this, and it does support the weight just fine. Let's start out with the small equipment first. So for our trimmer, we have one main trimmer right now. It's a Stihl FS111R, and we got it covered right now with a trimmer cover. That's a limited edition. They might still be in stock, we don't know. And then it's held on with a Equipment Defender trimmer rack. I like this one over the Green Touch for a couple of reasons. One, I like the setup a little better, the way the locking system is, and then second, I couldn't get a Green Touch. It took forever. It was going to take forever to show up, and it never showed up. And then I got a little Field King professional backpack sprayer for spraying stuff, which we're not really going to be doing it right now, but we'll get there eventually. And I got a trimmer wire spool. I made this myself. Cost me about $8. And then I have bed lights that actually, I have a switch down here. You can switch from outside the bed, and that will light up the entire bed if I get to the job site when it's dark. I got this toolbox. It's a Highway Products. I bought it for $160 used on Craigslist or maybe Facebook Marketplace. This is where I keep my electric equipment, my spare oil, fuel, straps, some extra tools, stuff like that. I put a lock on it because I didn't have the lock system that was originally to it, so I did that. And the cool thing, the way I did that is you can't even open it up. And the way this locking system is, it uses 2 hooks. So as long as this is locked, you can't get this up, you can't even pry it open. And the cool thing about this toolbox, it had a light built into it, and I rigged it up and mounted LEDs in it. Over here to our blower, I got a Stihl BR450, brand new. And all my equipment except for the Gravely has yet to have gas even run through it yet, so it's all brand new. And then of course I have a Green Touch anti-theft rack for the blower. I was able to get this, and I like this rack actually a lot. It's tough. You ain't gonna get into it. So, and then of course I got a 5-gallon and 2.5-gallon Sure can for all the stuff. One cool thing about the way I like about my truck, like my trimmer and my blower, first of all, if you wanted to still it, you would have to be like 8 feet tall to reach it. And then of course, you know, then you would have to figure out a way to unlock it from the outside. Literally, if you wanted to steal anything off my truck, you have to come up on the truck, which is a risk for a thief. Let's go over my battery power equipment. I went with the Milwaukee quick-loc system to use for my electric tools, for my pole saw, my hedge trimmer, my edger, and a backup weed eater. And then I got me a Milwaukee Fuel Sawzall for smaller trimming and hedge jobs, stuff like that, that I don't need to, you know, bring out the big saw for. And that's why I got that battery charger inside the truck, so I can charge up my batteries while I'm traveling job to job. And I keep all this equipment inside of my toolbox when it's not in use. And so far I've yet to use it, but none but good reviews. And I bought me a cheap hand tool rack on Amazon, where I've got my broom, my rakes, and a couple shovels. I've got an empty slot. It's probably going to get a sharpshooter, because I need one of those. But just some basic hand tools. Now over for the first mower. We went ahead and got us a Craftsman M350. We got it at Lowe's. It's I believe it's a 23-inch, and it's a rear-wheel drive, self-propelled, with a bagger attachment. I want to say we spent about $500 on this. All the small equipment was about $500. The BR was about $500. The trimmer was about $500, and I think this was about $500. And like I said, it's brand new. It has yet to have gas through it. I put the oil in it, but that's really about it. So it's brand new, shiny red, ready for the grass. And now let's get over here to the big mower. Our Gravely ProTurn Z 52-inch. I went to the 52-inch because fire truck. I went with the 52-inch because a lot of the yards we have are going to be too small for anything bigger. But a 52-inch is still usable in smaller yards, and it can still be used for big ones. And of course, I attached a hitch for it, specifically just to help with strapping, because there's no real good strap points back here in the back. Gravely didn't really think that one through so much. So, you know, I put that hitch on there. I think that was $30 on Amazon, so I could strap it down. I custom mounted these D-rings on here. That way it's nice and strapped. Now this one here has the Gravely engine on it, the V-twin. I just bought this mower a couple months ago, and I'm kind of annoyed because now they got a brand new one that just came out. It's got the same engine on it, but now it's got a commercial air filter on it. So that's kind of a bummer. It's got the roll guard on it, and man, you gotta love these wheels. Those are nice. Gunmetal gray. And you see here, it has 0.6 hours on it. I have not cut anything with this except for some test riding when I very first got it. I work a full-time job currently as a delivery driver for a lumber yard, and I'm trying to get out of that, but that's why I have we've been having trouble getting started. And this mower is, so far, is great. We really like Gravely. The thing is, here in our area, mostly everyone uses Skags, Toros, some X-Marks. You see some Club Cadets here and there. I wanted to stand out a little bit and use Gravely, because I only know of 2 other crews that I've seen that use Gravely's. And of course, we had to get a commercial, so we went with the ProTurn Z. Man, that's a beautiful seat. And of course, made in USA. There's going to be reviews on all of the equipment that is on this truck that we use. So that's going to be our videos coming out. You know, so stay tuned for that. You see, we got a cup holder, a little phone holder, I guess. I don't know. And this deck is, and of course I strap it right across the forks. Now the only bad thing about this mower I've had so far is my ramp. Like I said, I have concerns about it sliding when I take it up and down if it's wet. You see, this one here I started painting a little bit, but then I realized that this Form and Implement paint that I painted the bed with is a little slick when wet. So let's move on. So next, thievery's a big problem with our industry. We all know this. So instead of keeping the equipment at home and having to unload it in a garage, which I don't have to begin with because I live in an apartment, I rent a storage unit. Now this storage unit is $195 a month, I think. Yeah, $195 a month plus tax. And it is I think 12 foot by 39, or no, 12 foot by 39, I think. So it's a good size unit, as you can see. And then of course it comes with electric. So I have a light in here and I have a plug so I can work on it. And over here I have my 16-foot extension ladder that I use, that we're going to be using for trimming palm trees and some taller hedges and stuff like that. I was working on a mount to mount it underneath the truck. Just the last mount I worked on, it didn't really work out that well, so I kind of pulled it off again. I also keep my chop saw in here and my welder and my angle grinder here inside the unit. But all other tools stay on the truck full time. So that's our, pretty much that's it. Trying to think if there's anything else. I'll post some pictures of this truck. I'll cut the video and I'll post some pictures of the truck when I first got it in various stages throughout the build. I might even go through and do a video just for the build of this truck. Just a short, I guess pretty much a short montage or slideshow type video of the build of this truck and getting it to where it is right now, because it's been a journey. I've been working on it for about 2 years, and finally all together, and now we're trying to drum up some work. Luckily here in South Texas, here in Corpus Christi, we don't have an off season really for lawn care and lawn maintenance. Sure, it gets cold, it gets down to the 40s. It really gets freezing here, and even more rarely do we get snow, and it doesn't stick for more than a couple hours if we do. So it's pretty much here full time, doing lawn service. It's just gonna be difficult getting those first customers. Good news is I actually, the manager of this storage complex, which you can see, it's a good sized storage complex. It reaches across the street over there. Part of that field all the way around here. They want to use me to do their service here. Oh, I forgot to mention, another plus for this storage complex is it has a free pressure washer and air. So if I need to spray off the truck and do the air here, air up my tires, whatever, I can do that here at my unit before I leave the yard. So that's kind of cool. But they're wanting to use me, and if I did it correctly, it's about 150,000 square feet of mowing and trimming. So I'm waiting on that. They said they want to use me. They like the price. They're just waiting on corporate to approve it. So that might be our first job. I got some other stuff in the works, but this weekend or when they come in, we're going to be hanging out, handing out door hangers, going around to target neighborhoods and try to get a dense route. Man, that gravely is just nice looking. But yeah, so far that's pretty the skinny of it. We're just starting out, so we don't have a whole lot, but we have what we need to at least start with what we're wanting to do. So stay tuned for more videos here at Dirty Deeds Coastal Services LLC. Have a great day.